Welcome to MegaMart's culinary journey. Now today, I figured I would do something that's a little special, or I wouldn't say special. It's special to me because I love cooking it. It's called bouillabaisse. But of course, I have to Jamaicanize everything. So basically, bouillabaisse is like, it's a Spanish dish. It's like a fish stew, and you know Jamaicans love the fish stew, but they use a lot of sweet peppers and onions and tomato paste, and some places they use saffron. Some places they don't, or you can use annatto seed. It just gives it a nice red color, but saffron definitely has a lot of flavor in it. And it's one of this actually is the most expensive spice you can buy in the world. It takes 10,000 flowers to make 1 ounce, and it's all hand-picked. That's a lot of flowers. Okay, so for my bouillabaisse, I have to make the sofrito. That's a base to the bouillabaisse. It gets peppers, red pepper, garlic, onion, red onion of course, or actually I have some white onion here, but I'll just use red onion to cut it up so you can see me do my pretty knife work. Is that it? A little bit of bacon if you want. You don't have to use a pork. Little tomato paste. And of course, scotches. Always got to have the scotches. So let's cut our peppers. Of course, as I explained in one of my previous, not segments, but shows, you want to get that white part out because it's bitter. So get this white part out. But while I have my, my pot on over here getting hot already because I really want to caramelize these vegetables, bring out all the sweetness because it adds a lot of good flavor to the dish. So we just cut this, boom. Big, nice chunks. Okay. Ooh, it's hot. Get a little bit of olive oil. I'd say about 2 tablespoons of olive oil. It's a little hot. Pull it off the flame for a little bit. Let it cool down. I'll add my onions. Woo! Smoking. So it's equal parts of onions to peppers. Stir it up a little bit so you don't burn them. We're going to add our bacon. I actually should have added this in the beginning, but I always forget. We'll add it in now. It'll cook long enough where it'll be fine. Because you really want to render out the fat from the bacon. What else? Garlic. Smashed garlic, like this. About 5 cloves. And we'll drop our scotches in there. Stir up. Now with this, you really want it to cook slowly because you really want to pull out all the sweetness out of the vegetables. So I'm going to let that cook and stir it every couple of minutes. And now I'm going to show you the different fish we're going to use in the bouillabaisse because you can use whatever fish you really want. But today we're going to use parrotfish, conch, shrimp, and some mussels. I wanted to keep it as local as I can. Mussels aren't local, but we have them here at MegaMart, so I decided to throw them in there because they're really good. Heavy. Now, I know a lot of Jamaicans like to use snapper. I like parrot for this particular dish because it's a very meaty fish, and it stands up to the cooking, the braising. So you see we have the conch, parrot, beautiful shrimp. Now with the conch, you know you have the horn, then you have the body. The horn is very tough. You don't want to use that in this. You just want to use the body part. So basically what I do is I cut off the horn, separate it from the body, separate the body and the horn. You want to take off all this this stuff here because it's kind of toughish. If you have a really sharp knife, you can just slice it off. That's another thing. You always want to have sharp knives in the kitchen, no dull knives. And from here, I'm going to slice it down the center, like so. Slice it down the center and julienne it. This is what we call in the culinary business a julienne. Very thin strips. Now, when I'm working with conch, especially the bouillabaisse, I'm not going to cook it in the action. I'm not going to braise it down with the fish. I'm going to throw it in right at the end. Why? Because you know conch can be very tough. So if you serve conch more medium to medium rare, it's not tough. It's very tender. If not, you're going to have to cook it down for a very, very long time. And we don't have time for that today. So I have that here. We have our shrimp, which are already cleaned. Our fish, I'm going to score it nicely. We're going to season this stuff up and put her back in the fridge until we're ready for them. This is cooking away. So once all these vegetables are caramelized, I'm going to deglaze the pan with Pernod. Pernod, it's a anise flavored liqueur. It's kind of like licorice. It adds really good, it goes really well with fish. And I think it adds good depth to it. And then I'll hit it with some fennel seeds, which are very yummy as well. And the saffron. Saffron goes in at the end. The saffron is going to make it really, really red. And then, of course, a little tomato paste to give it its body. And once all that cooks down, I puree it. But you guys will see that soon. So let me just finish cutting this up here. Let us season it up well. You know you want to get all in the little nook and crannies. A nice crust up, a nice layer of salt, because that's going to flavor the sauce and the fish. Also, I'll probably in the next segment just puree some of this up, make it into a powder and season the fish with that as well, to add that other layer of fennel back into it, into the sauce. Let's put this one up too. The good thing about bouillabaisse is that the sofrito you can make the day before. You can make the day before, puree it, and put it in the fridge. And when you're ready for it, it's there. But, yeah, that's nice and seasoned. Okay, let's check out our stuff. This is looking good. So while this is cooking, you guys are gonna go on a break. And this will still be cooking when you get back, and we'll deglaze it, and you'll see the next step. So I see you when you get back. Bye! Welcome back to MegaMart's Culinary Journey. Today we're visiting the Mediterranean via Jamaica. So we have our vegetables caramelizing nicely. This is perfect. This is how you want it to look. If you could smell it, oh, it smells so good. I cannot tell you how good it smells. So now what I want to do is I want to take a little bit of my tomato paste. I say about a tablespoon. Or Pernod. Now when you pour the Pernod into the pot, it's very hot, so you want to pull it off. You don't want it to, because it's going to burst into flames. You don't want it to do that in your face. I'd say that's about a cup of Pernod. So this is going to cook down until it gets really thick. The tomato paste is going to make it very thick. But by the magic of television, I have some here. Beautiful. I already pureed it, cooked it down, and it's very lovely. This, now, sofrito you can use it to make rice, you can use it to make chicken. It's a very versatile dish. Not dish. I guess starter or base for something. I guess that's the right word for it. So that's cooking down. We're done with this. Pureed. I know what we want to do.